So, you have made it to the Resident Sleeper world, or as we like to call it, this world sucks. But anyways, let's just get started. So, to get started with this level, just mash B, and just copy this movement. Really easy to figure out. What else? Like, you just keep mashing B and just copy the movement, like I said. And this is something you'll just have to like watch back and then play through again to see. Because I'm not spending like 500 years in this world, because like I said, this world sucks, but... So you want to hit this mine, and then you want to start the dash, like boost into like anything. Like, this is a good mine boost you should do, most likely. And so like right when you're on the edge of it, like around the edge, well, I accidentally boosted into it, but when you're on the very edge, you want to start the dash, which is the B button. As you see, that's what I'm pressing, and then you should get a boost forward. Here's a good example of that, right here. Okay, that was an okay one. You don't have to do those, just do those whichever feel comfortable for you. I'll just show off ones that look good. So yeah, just copy the movement. Make sure you get some health fudges, because you take damage from these. Avoid this ghost. And like I said, started from the edge. And I didn't get it. You're gonna take damage from this eel, and then boost from this one. So, like I said, take damage from that, and then boost from the edge of the mine. I'm just gonna die so I can show you, or just so I have some health again. It's kind of hard to die on these levels, by the way, unless you like intentionally run into stuff or something. This is not the correct movement. You can either hit that ghost and then boost from that one, or you can hit this one and boost into that one. Or you can do a boost from that one. So just keep mashing B through here. Always go under these, because if you're always under them, they'll never hit you. And watch out for the sharks before, because they instantly kill you if you get eaten by them. Just push B. So like I said, boost and then boost from the edge. Really simple. That was an okay example-ish, but you get the idea. And now it's time for another sleeper. Again, copy movement. These two levels are basically almost the same, so just copy this movement that I'm doing. And then damage yourself from the jellyfish. Boost from this one. And like I said, from the very edge. You should get it every time. I always go for a boost there, but I'm not going to cover it just because it's kind of awkward to do along with this one, so we're just going to skip these since you kind of don't have to do them, but it's up to you. Go to this path here. This boost here you can do is optional. Take damage from this one. I missed. Ooh, nice backup. Well, I'll just kind of have to play back that one. So boost and then start the dash like right on the edge of it. It doesn't mean you have to like be on the exact edge, but it's just near the edge. And I think like the closer you are from the edge, I think the better the boost is, from what I can tell. And then you want to start, depending when your movement is right there, you can either dash twice depending if you're far away, or if your movement is like close, just swim and then boost into one of those. Get into these two mines and then just press speed. You should get a boost there every time. And then you can skip that checkpoint, but there's a health wedge right here, so it's kind of scary, but it's really not. And then just boost to the end. Really simple. And that's that. If you kind of need reference, then just look at ILs. Because these are just really boring and just not fun to learn, but... So just mash A and then start. And then this is the fun level. And now I'm not going to play the entire level, but I'm going to at least show you some techniques, like some do's and don'ts. So basically, you can shoot these mines if you want to. Try to go for a high score if you want to. That's what I do. Because this level is just really boring and there's really not that much to it, unfortunately. But will show you some techniques on how to not die / get good at this level. Since this level is just not fun. Because you're just gonna sit here for like 7 minutes. Like 7, close to 8 minutes. And so for these guys, once they get in front of you, press A and then flick left or right. Actually, no, flick left. I never flick right, but always flick left then, because it seems that they always turn in that direction. And then I should mention, do not use these smart bombs because they are useful. If you use them, they can lag the game, depending where you are, so just don't use them. Just be careful, don't shoot these pipes too much, otherwise they can lag the game like that. So just don't shoot the pipes. Since that guy hit the pipe, he's now off, so... For this one, you can go right. I think those ones that go... The ones that come from this side, I think they'll... Like, those that come from the side that he turned in, go right, and then from the other side, just go left. I think that's how this works, as far as I'm seeing. And you can shoot the mines if you want, because it's good to kind of grind lives in this level since there's not that much to it. Again, shoot these if you want. And you can either, like, I'm going to show you where you should not use the bomb. Like, don't use this ever, but this is a part you should never use it. It's coming up here in a sec. right here. I didn't really lag the game that much, but depending where you are, it can lag the game a lot, so just never use it. You can get the cherries if you want. So yeah, if they come from the left side, move left. If they come from the right side, move right. Sometimes there can be two that sometimes come at you. Sort of like that, but that shouldn't be that huge of a problem. If they do, then you can just spam. And don't spam your things, by the way, because you can only have 6 per shot, and then you'll have to wait for them to all come back, so just do 1 and then shoot. All apples collected. These guys are a bit annoying, but they're not too bad to kill once you figure out how to kill them and dodge them. The hitboxes can be like weird at some times, so just keep that in mind. You can get the guns if you want, and then this is the halfway of the level, and then the rest of it's just really simple to like see. So that's Pac-Man, but like I said, I'm not going to explain the entire level. But for now, we're going to explain a hard boss to learn when you first start, and I'm gonna exit so I can show you. Because when you depending where you enter the level, or I guess how long you spend on the map screen, his cycle is different, and that is referred if you ever watched Trey's whale pattern guide. So if I like mash, like the cycle will keep going as these cutscenes progress, so keep that in mind. Get the bomb. Again, same technique with I said about in Pac-Man. So you see there are 2 that are like right there. That and that. But if I wait and enter now, then I can show you again. He's on the other side now for slightly. He's right here. So I'm gonna go back to Pac-Man and show you what the cycle would be if you were doing an 80% run. And then I'll show you the cue you should use. A good audio cue and a visual cue for this. But we're just gonna say as we were in an 80% run, and I'll explain how to practice this and stuff, since some people get confused with this. So there are many variations for using 2 cycle. I believe this is the one I'd recommend. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. This is one that I kind of do. I did not get it. I'll show off another method. That one's kind of hard to do. But I believe this is a good method. Or at least I'm trying to attempt to show off some methods, but I recommend just watching one of Frog65's old 43 PBs that should have a good 2 cycle. You can just copy, and it should be easy to figure out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, again, this is really difficult to learn, so don't rush through it. You can kind of do a setup for yourself, kind of. It's really up to you, but this is, I believe a good setup you should do. So shoot that one 6 times. Shoot that one 6 times, 2. Shoot that twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And each of these propellers take 9 hits to destroy for each one. I think I was 1 short on hitting that one. There we go. So yeah, you just copy that setup, kind of. Because I believe that is pretty fast, and that's sort of easy to figure out, kind of. So you'll just have to watch and attempt yourself, really. And then same technique, hit those guys. And then once he comes back, just try to hit him 9 times. He missed. And he goes farther and farther away first cycle, so that's whale. Oh, nice lag. Okay. Do not use the bomb there ever, I guess, either. So, and you can't skip this cutscene, by the way, with like the mash thing I said and the other bosses, but so you'll just have to wait, and then once the screen fades, you can split. So I'll shut off again. And a good cue for this when you're practicing, I forgot to mention this, but here's a good cue for this you can do. Wait until the 3rd circle that appears, wait until the 3rd blue circle that's around Pac-Man. The 3rd one is like in the middle of him, or like halfway done. Or you can use an audio cue, which I can explain after, but and position yourself exactly around here-ish. And if you do, you should hit this propeller, so just make sure like you're on around this side. It doesn't have to be perfect, but like I said, shoot this 8 times. Shoot this twice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you'll just have to wait for him. Yeah, this is really, really hard to get down when you first start, so don't get frustrated, because it's hard. If you can't get this method, then you can try to do a setup yourself, or you can do a just shoot each one and then do a 4-cycle thing, which I wouldn't recommend really, but it's your choice. Just do what works for you. There are many variations. I believe this is the one that Frogs does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just be careful when you're shooting these. I hit those 2. So yeah, like I said, if you can't get this, then use one of Frogs' old PBs and Trey's old PBs, and I'm pretty sure there's one. And then you should just copy the move, and it's pretty easy to learn. And don't use the bomb when you're shooting, otherwise you'll despawn the missiles. Oh. Let's try again. But this time I'm going to use a different method. I didn't get a shoot out of that. That was weird. I guess you can shoot those 3 and not shoot this one. And then you can do this. I'll just pretend I hit the bottom one. I'm pretty sure this is actually a good setup you should do, actually. Because this is like the 1 cycle strategy, except you don't shoot the bottom left one. I'm pretty sure it's consistent. Or if you can't get this one, then just use the other methods. It's terrible. Sometimes the mines will get in your way. So, if you do hit one, I recommend just kind of restarting the fight and then use the cue I used. Or you can use an audio cue, which I'll link in the description in this video if you want to see it. Actually, don't. Just pretend I didn't hit that one. And then you shoot that one, so. I think that's a good 2-cycle strategy. At least that I think I would do, because I didn't learn 2-cycle, because I think 1 cycle would be easy for me to learn, but if you're like brand new to the game, I recommend 2-cycle, and don't do 1 cycle just yet. That's not gonna hit. No, it didn't. So that's pretty much whale. There are many setups, like I said. I'll link some in the description of this video. And Trey's whale pattern thing, if you also want to see it. But yeah, that's pretty much World 5. So I know this one was really short, but there's really not much to this world, really. But you know, anyways, good luck with your learning. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you for the last world. Peace.